Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first day of July. And my name is Jennifer Tarle. For those of you who don't know me, I am here on TarleSpeech, and I have been in business as of today for 20 years. I know it seems crazy to me too. 20 years is a long time. I'm so fortunate to have been in business this long. And really, it's because of all of you out there sharing my videos, leaving nice comments and questions and requests, buying my books, subscribing to my newsletter. So I just can't thank you enough. So this month, we are going to be just doing all of the things. I have so many fun things coming up for you. Today, we are going to start with a look back at my 10 top videos of all time here on YouTube. I have been on YouTube, I think, for 17 years now. So it's been a minute. So I'm going to share all of those videos with you. If you have any questions or comments, please pop them in the chat. And before we get into the videos, let me just tell you what is coming up. So I just posted a homophone lesson this morning. Tomorrow we are starting vowel sounds for the masterclass series. That is my class where I'm posting, I'm going to call them throwback videos. They're vintage, of me basically saying all of the sounds in American English in words and in sentences. It's follow along shadowing practice. So on Wednesday, we're into vowels. Long A starts. And then we are going to have practice for the long A sound on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then by popular request, several of you actually have requested that I take all of my close-up videos that I post every Thursday night. It's a close-up of the sound that we're working on that week. I put those all into one long-form video, and that will be posted this week on Thursday. Friday is Independence Day, 4th of July here in the US. So I'm not going to be answering many questions that day. But then on Friday, we do have a fun new series. I'm going to be taking vocabulary categories and teaching pronunciation for those. And this is a popular request, AI terms. So like Chat GPT, Gemini, all of those things. That will be on Saturday. So, all right, let's get into my top 10 videos today. If you are listening to this as a podcast, welcome. I have many more video lessons that I publish on YouTube each week. So you can always hop on over there and join us for some fun. Okay, so we have a look back, top 10 videos on YouTube of all time. Number 10, we're going to go backwards here. We have the words there, and there. So if you're listening, it's THERE, THEIR, and THEY''RE. You can pronounce all of these words exactly the same way as there. There. Super easy. Of course, you can say these words differently if you have the they are. I do hear some people say there as 2 syllables. Anything is fine. It's all about being clear while you are communicating. And pronunciation changes. It varies from area to area in the US and across the world where English is spoken. So for here in the US, you can pronounce all of these the same. Next, a fan favorite. So this was a question from a student that I had years ago. How do you pronounce the word Coke? In American English, we use the very long O. Coke, Coke, Coke. And you can see I am moving my mouth for that long O. And so when I move my mouth, that makes the vowel sound a lot longer. Okay, so there is a video on the internet that was sort of viral back in the day. And it is a woman from a different country, and she is teaching an English class, and she is teaching how to pronounce the word Coke, and she says cock. So in English, that is a chicken, but it can also refer to a part of the male genitalia. And so it's very funny that she said this. I feel bad for this woman because she is giving her all and she is doing good in the world. She's teaching English. So if you know this woman, please send my video so she knows how to pronounce this word in American English if she ever comes here and wants to order a Coke. And yes, Coke Zero is still my favorite Coca-Cola product of all time. All right, moving on to number 8. This is a little controversial with some of you out there. The word is close. Technically, you can pronounce a TH in this word if you want, but so many people drop it and just say the word close, C-L-O-Z. Like you are going to close the door. Those words are pronounced the same by me and many other American English speakers. So again, it's all about being clear, and with a good, strong context, you will be fine most of the time in many, many situations, but especially with this word. If you just say clothes, I'm wearing new clothes today, then everyone is going to understand you. So just end this word with a Z sound. Close. Okay. Number 7, also quite the topic of discussion is, are these words pronounced the same, ant and ant, or are they pronounced different, ant and aunt? You can actually do either. I say them the same most of the time. I say my aunts are the best. I love my aunts. But some of the time I will say auntie. So that is fine too. It just depends. Yes, I am here live. This is live video coming to you with my morning coffee. So welcome everyone. Again, live here this morning. Okay. So for this word, aunt or aunt, A-U-N-T. Depending on the region of the country, some people have very strong feelings about which one is correct. And also, I will hear different cultural groups in the US pronounce this word differently. So it just kind of depends. But if you want to say them the same way, like I do, that is perfect. And I say aunt. Okay. Number 6, the 6th most popular video of all time, flower and floor. So the spelling on these really confuses people. So floor is F-L-O-O-R, and flour, that white powder that we use to cook with, especially to make bread, that is F-L-O-U-R. So flower has the ow sound, and floor has the or sound. So for flower, we're going to open and move our mouth a lot. So these words are pronounced differently in American English, flower and floor. Okay. This is one of the videos that kind of got me started back in the day. It's one of my first videos. And I do just have to comment because this does crack me up. I've been doing this so long that I had to hire someone to produce and edit my videos for me. So Ryan Maneri with Oyster Catcher Media, giving you a big shout out. He is amazing. He's still in business. If you are looking for video production work, definitely reach out to him. But he made these videos. He did such a great job because for those of you who are younger out here, this is going to be hard to imagine, but it was really difficult to make your own videos. It was cost prohibitive because you had to buy so much equipment and you had to buy some video editing software, and it just is not like it is today where you can just do anything from your phone. So you kids out there, you're living in the best time. Okay, so the word world and word. So word is pronounced W-R-D, like just the short ER sound. Word, word, word. Now, excuse me, world is or. So we're going to really move our mouth for that one. World. You can see how much I'm moving. World. This word, world, I came up with a video later on world, the earth, and world to spin, WHIRLD. And that really helps a lot of my students. So look for that video. I will actually link all of these in the description after class. But if you think about pronouncing the word world, like something spins around and it's spelled differently, most of my students can pronounce that. So that's a little bit of a trick for you. Okay. Now, this is when I started making videos for myself. So don't judge. I got a lot of comments from people about how terrible my sound was. You were all not wrong out there. But then some nice people, of all of you out there, messaged me and said, here's what you need to do. Here's how to fix your sound. So thank you, everyone. You have all been so kind. Again, you are why I am here today and I'm doing much better with my sound and video quality. So the words here are dessert and desert. First of all, let's give a shout out to my first grade teacher and my second grade teacher. I went to a Catholic school, Sister Assumpta and Sister Benigna. I still remember how to spell these words because of them. Dessert, it is delicious, like strawberry shortcake. So we have two S's in dessert. And then we have dessert, which means to leave, and that is D-E-S-E-R-T, and desert, which is sand. So that is one S. So very confusing because you have some different pronunciations and the same spellings. So let's talk about dessert, the delicious treat, and desert, the sand. This is really about word stress. So we have dessert, and we are going to stress syllable number 2 because we eat dessert at the end of a meal. And then we have desert, and that is sand, and that has one syllable. And so that is going to be stress on syllable number 1. That's just kind of the way that I remember it. So again, we have dessert, which I love to eat, and desert, which is the place with a lot of sand that is very dry. Okay, moving right along. Number 3, we have taught and taught. So one of the things that I'm planning on doing this year is doing more live classes. I've had a lot of requests for more live classes and more podcasts. I've been posting all of my older classes as rebroadcasts on all of the podcast platforms. So if you're a podcast person, you can check out my TarleSpeech podcast, which is basically the classes I'm posting here on YouTube. but if you want those for on the go. Also, YouTube now has podcasting. You do need to download their app, their music app, and they are on there, and then you can listen to those as well. So, okay, back to this. I'm redoing all of my classes, and I have a class on AUGH and OUGH pronunciation. These spellings are very, very old and pronunciations change. So oftentimes the reason English pronunciation gets to be so confusing is because the spelling doesn't match what we say. So I know some Spanish and I'm now taking Japanese, and it's so easy to read in these languages because it is very phonetic. Now, in English, that is not always the case, but there are rules. So if you go and check out my class on AUGH and OUGH, that will be very, very helpful. So in these cases, taught, think of it as being spelled T-O-T with that open ah. Taught, taught. For that short O, think open oval shaped mouth, and that will help you get your tongue where it needs to be, which is low in the front, high in the back. Taught. We're going to use that same vowel for thought, even though it's spelled differently. And we are going to have the TH here. So for taught, we start by touching the back of the top front teeth for that T, taught, and we end there with the T. And then for thought, we're going to start with the tongue out of the mouth. Air is moving over the mouth. If you are a native speaker listening to this, you kind of touch your teeth with your tongue. Okay, but if you are a new English learner, think about not touching the front teeth at all with your tongue, and then you're going to probably do this correctly, okay? So thought, thought, thought. So you can see there's air moving over my tongue because I have this like little bowl in my tongue, and the air is moving over and it is not stopping. So that's how those words sound different, taught and thought. Okay, moving on. We're on to number 2. Okay, so you know that we had flower and floor. I got a lot of questions on the video about, then are flower and flower pronounced the same? They are. They are homophones. If you love a homophone like I do, join me every Tuesday. I have been posting homophone lessons for years and years and years every Tuesday. I have playlists of all of those homophones. These are a great way to work on 2 things at once. You're going to work on, actually 3. You're going to work on your pronunciation, of course, also your listening, because so many times my students are listening for differences, but there are so many words that are pronounced the same. And then you are also going to learn some different spelling patterns, which is really going to help you when you are reading, because then you will understand what you are reading a lot better. So flower and flower, the beautiful things that grow on plants, and flour, what we use to cook. These are pronounced the same, and it is with the hour. Hour. So we're saying ow and then were. Hour. Flower. Flower and flower. Okay. Last, number 1, we have or, hour, and hour. And before I get into this one, I do want to say that I've made a follow-up video to this because there are some variations with these words. So, or is pronounced or, and you're going to pucker and move your mouth back. Or for hour, like this is our class and our the time, we are going to pronounce those the same. hour. Hour. We don't say the H on the time, hour. Now, there is a variation in American English where our, O-U-R, is sometimes pronounced like R. If you were, I'm Catholic, and so at church, oftentimes when we're saying the Our Father, everyone says Our Father, Our Father. So I got this question from actually a Spanish speaker who was at church and said, okay, you say this word is pronounced our, but I hear R. Both are fine. And so I have a video lesson on that too. So there you have it, your top 10 videos. Let's do them all quickly one more time. So we have there, and there. And these words are all pronounced exactly the same way, there. We have the word Coke. Don't forget to use your long O sound. For clothes, you can skip that TH and just say a Z. And ant, you have a choice. Pronounce them the same, and ant, or pronounce them differently, ant and aunt, whichever you prefer. Flower and floor, these words are pronounced differently. They get to be very confusing because of spelling. And I've had many questions from Indian students on these two words. And if my memory serves me, it is because these words actually are pronounced similarly in many Indian English dialects. Then we have world and word. And if the word world is difficult for you, check out my video on world and world to spin. Because sometimes just seeing that spelling helps people. And then we have dessert that we eat at the end of the meal, stress syllable 2, and then desert, sand, stress syllable 1, because sand only has 1 syllable. Taught and thought. Don't get messed up and confused with that A-U-G-H, O-U-G-H. In this situation, they are both pronounced as the short ah. So open that mouth wide in an oval shape. And then because of the flower and floor video, we have the video flower and flower. These are homophones and pronounced exactly the same way. And then number 1, or hour and hour. And because I learn as I go, and I'm going to share with you all of my learnings, I am not perfect. I did redo this video to add in the pronunciation of R and hour. A-R-E-O-U-R, those words can actually be pronounced the same way. So thank you everyone for being here for so many years. Some of you have been here for a long time with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to all my new viewers. I'm going to take some questions. I have a few minutes left. So let's see what's going on here in the chat. You are so welcome. And, oh, okay. The word is, it's an actual place, Jerusalem. And we say Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Okay. Anything else? All right. So, I don't see anything else. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you all. Please join me next week. I'm going to have another live class, and I'm going to have lots of free lessons, extra lessons this month. So check those out. Check me out on all of the podcast platforms if you listen to podcasts. And also, I am now on Substack. Let me get you that link. I'm going to put that in the chat. I have moved my newsletter to Substack, and this is going to allow me to easily post the weekend review for you. And then also I'm trying something new. I teach English classes in addition to pronunciation like I do here. And so many of my students get confused when they're listening to things because they don't have the context, the cultural or the historical context. It's especially difficult when people are reading the news or listening to the news. And so I'm starting a new series on there. What's the deal with today is the Declaration of Independence, and I'm talking about that since the 4th of July is on Friday here in the US. That is Independence Day, or the 4th of July. And so you can learn a little bit about that. It's very short, very sweet. And so I'm giving you a little overview and then 5 things to know, just so you have some, historical context there. Got another word, rhetoric. Think about saying red, R-E-D, the color, the schwa, and then rick. Rhetoric, 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 rhetoric. Okay, we are out of time for today. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. And I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing day.